all hell is breaking loose as the Trump family is being boycotted everywhere. Their construction projects in Albania, in Belgrade, in Australia, and throughout the world, not just being boycotted by the people in those countries, but people are rising up in mass protests in order to call out anyone who is being complicit with the Trump family in building these corrupt projects across the world, plastering the name of Epstein class, Trump, a family of war criminals, in beautiful landscapes and beautiful cities across the world. The world is not having it. The name Trump is a curse and a stain on humanity. What you saw there at the outset of the video, it's the protests that are taking place in Albania. Day after day, we've seen tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands of protesters out there to protest Jared Kushner and Ivanka, using Jared Kushner's private equity firm to destroy a beautiful Albanian island, a protected environmental mecca that's referred to as the Sazan Island, filled with flamingos, filled with beautiful natural habitat. Ivanka and Jared claim that they discovered this island and they want to turn it into their own Trump Island, and the people of Albania are not having it. The Prime Minister of Albania is under fire. He is denying what everybody in Albania knows, and they are livid. We've seen similar things take place in Belgrade, where the people there were calling out the corrupt deals in order to try to build a Trump tower there. We're seeing people in the country of Georgia livid after the Trumps are announcing a Trump Georgia corrupt project there that to me is filled with many red flags. And then in Australia, the developer of a purported Trump skyscraper there, someone who was from a very obscure, kind of shady background, in my opinion. I'm not really sure what this guy's real estate bona fides was. In any event, the Trump family picked this guy for their Australia tower, and he said no one wants to be associated with the Trumps, and so he said he called off doing any further development of the project there. I want to break down what's going on. Let's start off with what's happening in Albania, where Ivanka and Jared wanted to take over and are still trying to take over the Sazan Island right there. A beautiful island, one of the last wild, undeveloped spots in the Mediterranean. It used to be a closed-off military area under the old communist government. It has kind of a very creepy underground tunnel system. And so lots of people are saying, well, no wonder the Epstein class wants to build out on this island because of the underground tunnels. But above the tunnels, it's actually beautiful. It's a beautiful island with seals, turtles, flamingos, and birds. And Ivanka made a video the other day that's gone viral. We did a video on it yesterday, and I hope you appreciated the video we did, because now you're probably starting to hear more about this, but yesterday you probably weren't. But Ivanka and Jared Kushner said, look, we were on a yacht with the Rothschilds. I swear to God, this is their story. You can't make this up. We were on a yacht with the Rothschilds, and we discovered this island. And we're like, ooh, that should be ours. Daddy, can I have this island, Daddy? It's going to be my island. So then we reached out to the Prime Minister of Albania and we said, can we have this island? And he was like, yeah, you can take the island. He's an artiste. Eddie Rama is his name, and he's the new prime minister. He's very autistic, and so we made a very artistic island. What are you even talking about? The American people are suffering. This deal couldn't be more corrupt, and you can see the people out there. As I said, hell is breaking loose in Albania. People are pissed. You see these mass protests. I'll show you different views of these mass protests that are taking place as people are livid about this construction site. And I mean, look, Ivanka talked about it. Jared Kushner talked about it. We know it's actually happening. But you had Edi Rama, the prime minister of Albania. He went on CNN yesterday. Did you see this? And he held up a book that says the Albanian Files. Not sure you're helping your case there, bud. He held up a book called the Albanian Files. And then he claims that none of this is true. He goes, this is fake news. Don't believe all the protesters. Don't believe the fact that on the Sazan Island, there's a construction site and they're demolished. Don't worry that I've given it the clearances. Don't you worry about any of it. Here's what he has to say. Play this clip.
In this protest, there are well-meaning people, young people, interested genuinely to the environment that have been misled big time. There is not such a thing like a Trump family Ireland. There is not such a thing like the family of the American president taking over protected areas where flamingos will be killed by them. These are all stories that, of course, get traction, but can't be farther from the truth.
And now there is a corruption case going on right here. As Jude Liggum explains, on Monday, Albania's special structure against corruption and organized crime known as SPAC confirmed it was investigating Kushner's project. The investigation will probe the changes to the land's protected status and how Kushner-controlled entities obtain development rights. An investigative report found that the project involved a network of some shady individuals. At least that's what's being alleged there by Jude Liggum. And so you heard the prime minister there of Albania saying, we're not involved in this. It's not happening. Look, here's what let's just say, here's what Ivanka said about this. So is Ivanka making this up? They're all just such liars. All these people are liars. Here, play this clip.
I'm working on an incredible project with my husband in the Mediterranean. It's massive in scale.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch. Correct.
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the islands. We went on a hike barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
Here's Jared Kushner talking about the trip on the yacht with the Rothschilds. Play this clip.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu, and we spent a couple days in Albania. One of the nights there, Prime Minister Rama came to the boat. I had not met him when I was in government, but I was very, very impressed with his vision for what he wanted to do with Albania. I really didn't know anything about the country. I didn't understand the history, and the darkness of the history with the communism and the terrible leadership actually led to it being fully undeveloped as a nation. But Eddie came in. He has one of the cool things I was attracted to is the fact that he seemed like a very skilled politician, as a very strong and smart leader, but also the fact that he was an artist. I thought it'd be very cool to see what a country really led and built by an artist could be.
And as Crystal Ball explains, this appears to be the friend's boat Ivanka was on when she stumbled upon her dream private island. She discovered it herself. She's like a conquistador. I mean, so ridiculous. Billionaire Rothschild heir owns an Explorer yacht. So cool, it was featured in a Christopher Nolan blockbuster. Now he's selling it for $87 million.
Now that the kids in my family are playing sports, I looked into brain health to make sure that all of those hits in football or headers in soccer wouldn't result in long-term damage. And that's how I found Q-Collar. This podcast is sponsored by Q-Collar. The Q-Collar is a revolutionary product that is the only FDA-cleared device in its category to help protect the brain from the effects of impacts during sports. There's truly nothing else like this on the market. At this point, you might be thinking, isn't that why you wear a helmet? Well, a helmet protects the head. The Q-Collar helps protect the brain. How it works is simple. The Q-Collar applies light pressure to the neck, slightly increasing blood volume in the skull, which helps reduce brain movement during impacts. The Q-Collar is backed by 25 plus peer-reviewed independent research studies, so it's science you can trust. Think about it like a seatbelt for your brain. My nephew wore his Q collar for his first season of contact football, and it worked perfectly. And Q collar can be used in 20 plus sports, from football to lacrosse to skiing. If there's contact involved, Q collar can probably be beneficial for you. The safety of my kids and loved ones is my top priority, so Q collar was an easy choice. I love when a product is backed by science and not phony promises. From NFL players like running back Tony Pollard, all-pro cornerback Sauce Gardner, to even Premier Lacrosse League adopting Q collar as their brain injury protection partner, the Q collar is trusted by the top athletes around the world. And Q collar is FSA, HSA eligible, so you can put those dollars to work. So when you're getting your family ready for the next season, think helmet, mouthguard, and Q collar. Head to q30.com/Meidas and use code Meidas for a free sleeve with your order. Once again, that's q30.com/Meidas for a free sleeve available in 15 colors with your order.
Most Americans are like, hey man, can we just have healthcare, please, that Trump is ripping away? Can we be able to just afford rent, and when we work a job, can we be able to have payment for the job with dignity, and so we don't have to continue to go into bankruptcies? Can we maybe do that? And no, but the Trump regime's golden ballrooms, triumphal arches, give me Qatari jets, let's take over islands. Let's do all these quid pro quo crypto deals and real estate deals. And I am so glad to see people across the world pissed off. Shout out to the Albanians. And here they are at the prime minister's residence over here. And they are letting him have it right here. Take a look as they attack the home of the prime minister. They ain't messing around in Albania. Let's play this clip. Now I'll just show you more right here of Prime Minister Edi Rama. Here's what he has to say. Again, I wanted to show you what Ivanka said, what Jared said. So when you see more of Prime Minister Edi Rama here lying as part of this cabal while holding up a book that says the Albanian files, allowing the Epstein class to move in on this island and this $4 billion mega development take over the island thing. Well, here's what he has to say. Let's play this clip right here.
Listen, thank you for putting that clip, because it's exactly the portrait of someone who is misled or who is part of the misleaders. Because first of all, there is no project. He is talking about a project that he has never seen anywhere, but in fake pictures created and thrown in the network of social media in Albania, because we are in a hybrid war. The matter of the project is,
so let me just clarify. The project's not going ahead, sir?
It's not, there is not a project yet. And again, it's not, there's not a project. So you want to listen to me, or you want only to speak?
I am going to listen to you. I know, I want to listen to you, Prime Minister, but I want to clarify. Prime Minister, you are accusing me of fake news. I am trying to clarify for our viewing it. You're accusing us. And I'm trying to clarify, with all respect, whether the project is still on or whether it's been halted. Because as you have seen, there have been, and this is according to Politico, Albania's Special Anti-Corruption Prosecution Office has started its open investigation into this project. So is this project still ongoing?
Again, you don't want to listen. It's very clear to me.
I'm listening.
Because I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I'm telling you the truth. And until you show me the project, you have to just listen to me because there is no project. And to make this project, so the group, which is not just Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, is a broader group with very highly reputable investors. They have engaged 5 among the best top architects of the world today. Kengo Kuma from Japan, Bjarke Ingels from Denmark, Emre Arolat from Turkey, K Studio from Greece, and Jean Nouvel from France. And these people are working together with top engineers of environment, top people of social impact. In the meantime, it has been engaged one of the biggest consultant companies for the environmental impact. Because the challenge is not to build a city. The challenge is not to pour concrete on the head of flamingos. The challenge is to prove that development and nature not only can coexist, but nature and development need each other, because people deserve to live in a different type of environment where they have to enjoy and they have to pay respect. So the project is not yet there. The environmental impact is being worked. You understand? And let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. What is this? What's wrong with you?
Go ahead.
Let me finish.
There's no need to be disrespectful. I'm asking you, go ahead, Prime Minister. Finish your thought.
You please let me finish, because you brought political and you said there is anti-corruption.
Go ahead. I'm letting you finish.
It's fake news. It is an investigation about one of the landowners. It's private land. One of the landowners that has sold the property, which is bought through very transparent bank transactions. And the investigation is about that. It's not about the investment. It's not about the project. It's not about Kushner. It's not about Trump. It's not about anything that is being brought in this melting pot to create a sensational fake news that Albania is a place where we are killing flamingos. No, Albania is a place where today, now, as we speak, in this room, on the other side, listen to me, on the other side, there are some 100 of top architects in the world. Why? Because we are presenting today this book. This book, Think Like That, is full of projects of the new Albania that many others don't want to see coming. And we are not here to destroy the country. We are here to make Albania a role model.
Thank you for clarifying that, Prime Minister. Thank you for clarifying that. I think that is important. Thank you for clarifying that.
Seriously. Now, as I noted at the outset, we also saw Kushner and Ivanka's plans to build a massive tower in Belgrade collapse under similar corrupt circumstances. In Australia, it collapsed. Now they want to go to Georgia, the country, where there are mass protests against the authoritarian regime there. And they want to do that. And then, to add insult and injury, you have Witkoff and Kushner pitching this to Iran. Yes, while America's like, can we please get out of this catastrophic war that's making our lives even more unaffordable? Can we get the hell out of here? What's Kushner and Witkoff doing? The Epstein class people who are out there doing these developments and these corrupt deals, they think they can pitch the Ayatollah on a freaking real estate project and do a real estate fund in Iran. And the Iranians are looking at Witkoff and Kushner like, are you crazy? We don't want to do real estate business with you. Well, what do you think we are? What are you even talking about? We don't want to do that. And then you had Marco Rubio was cross-examined yesterday. Like, hey, you're the Secretary of State, bud. Your job is to be the chief diplomat. Why are you letting these two people who are involved in like all of these corrupt deals negotiate on behalf of the United States, and they're pitching freaking real estate projects to Iran? Like, do you know how stupid you're making us look? We went from Obama's JCPOA, a complex multilateral agreement that denuclearized Iran forever, that Trump pulled us out of, to have his idiot son-in-law who couldn't run a freaking building in Manhattan and had to be bailed out by the Qataris during Donald Trump's first term because his 666 building on Fifth Avenue was about to go bankrupt. Then after Trump's first term, he started Affinity Partners and got all of this Middle East money from the Saudis, from the Qataris, from UAE, which in my opinion was clearly part of a view that Trump was going to help out these Middle East countries, which part of that is now why we're in this quagmire in Iran and why our lives are being screwed. But now you have Kushner and Witkoff pitching real estate projects. And what, Rubio, you're at the UFC fights? Like, dude, what are you doing? Play this clip.
In the spring, another company chaired by Sheikh Tagnoon, MGX, deposited $2 billion in World Liberty Financial's stablecoin, the single largest investment in the crypto company ever. Weeks later, the chip deal was announced despite national security concerns. Secretary Rubio, do you believe that Mr. Witkoff has an unacceptable conflict of interest?
I have never seen any evidence that he's made any decisions or advocated for any position that's to his personal benefit. On the contrary, and again, I can't speak to all the things you're saying now because that's not, Mr. Witkoff is an employee of the White House and he undergoes the ethics vetting and the procedures for disclosure that are appropriate to them, not to the State Department. But I would just add, I want to be fair, okay? I've never seen the guy ever say anything to me that makes me think this is personal rather than, the only thing he's ever done is spend his own money. Yeah. I know he has spent his own money at great personal expense to fly around the world on his own airplane, not on the government bill. He has done it, but everything out of his own pocket.
Are you concerned about the appearance of a conflict of interest in Mr. Witkoff?
I've never seen anything that leads me to have that concern. Again, you've cited a bunch of things. I'm just not aware of those but I'm just telling you my personal interactions with Mr. Witkoff are of a person who just thinks he's serving the country and is happy to do so, not out of any personal gain, but because he wants to serve the country.
As Secretary of State, who's in charge of the foreign affairs of the United States, have you spoken to President Trump about any concerns about conflict of interest with Mr. Witkoff?
I haven't had to. I've not seen any.
Let's talk about Jared Kushner. His private equity firm, Affinity Partners, has raised more than $6 billion since it was founded in 2021, including $1.2 billion just over the last year. Mr. Secretary, are you aware of how much of that $6 billion has been raised from foreign nationals?
I don't know anything about it.
The answer is 99%. These include sovereign wealth funds operated by Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. The Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund is the largest investor in Affinity Partners. In fact, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman personally recommended that Saudi Arabia invest in Affinity Partners. The Crown Prince has also personally urged President Trump in multiple phone calls to continue the ongoing war of choice in Iran. Let's put it another way. The man who bankrolled Kushner's business venture is the same man who is lobbying for the war Kushner is tasked with ending. Mr. Secretary, same question. Are you concerned about any conflict of interest by Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law?
Again, in Jared's case, Jared is a private citizen who's been advising and participating in this voluntarily. He's not compensated for it or in any way. But I've never seen from either Steve or Jared on the contrary. All I've ever seen them do is put tremendous amount of time and energy into trying to solve problems, like the amount of time they put into Gaza and the Board of Peace and all of that process. I think, I believe they've done it out of the kindness and goodness of their heart. They think they're serving the country.
The goodness of their heart.
I just think that there's an awakening taking place across the world right now. And as I said at the beginning, the name Trump is a stain on humanity. And people across the world are seeing it for what it is. And these corrupt deals are all going to fall apart, just like we're seeing in Albania. And you can have Edie Rama's, I don't know what we're talking about. You're fake news. Guess what? The people are smarter than this now. The people know what you're doing. You don't control the media anymore. We, the people, do. There you have it, everybody. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Let's go.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.